Well, it is Wednesday, and that means only one thing. It is time for the Simsational TV Wednesday Cup, and for this week's part of it, we find ourselves at Magny-Cours. It's a circuit that opened in 1960 and has gone through many track changes and many variations, but we find ourselves running the current layout, which is 4.411 kilometers in length ever since 2003. We've got 17 corners, 7 to the left and 10 to the right. Don't get discouraged by the corner names. We are not traveling around the world. It is simply a case of we've got a hairpin named Adelaide, we've got a chicane called Nürburgring, and we've got a left-hand curve that is called chicane. It is all to do with these cars. TVR, speed sixes, 6 cylinders, 390 horsepower, 1100 kilos, and very, very grip limited. Expect the unexpected, and we have got 3 races coming up this time around. We'll take a look at the championship standings after we went to Charlotte Road Course a last time out, and my God, Jake Buttigieg was on absolute fire, winning 2 of the 3 races, Fabian Fitness winning race 1, and then Jake rounded out race 2 and race 3, and finds himself now with a 31-point gap over the reigning champion, Fabian Fitness. Jason McFadden lines up in 3rd position, only 58 points further behind. Then it's Lee Crowther, Remo Grand, Andrew Ferguson, Brody Barber, Liam Holyoke still holding on to that 8th position, Colton Adkins in 9th position, and Ezra Simmons rounds out the top 10 in our championship. And now, Dino, we are in for an absolute treat, aren't we, tonight?
Oh, mate, this is going to be another cracker of a round. There's some big names in there once again. These guys, no holes barred. This is on for young and old. Times at the moment, there's some quick times coming down. Colton seems to be doing some nice times with Fabian hot on his heels. Doc's right there. We've got the usual suspects. There's Hack, Corksy, Liam Holyoke doing a good job. Mate, this is going to be red hot tonight.
Yeah, and as it has just come through my ear, we are missing our championship leader. Jake Buttigieg is not in the session, so he's come into this round, as I mentioned before, 31 points in the lead. A race win around here will gain you 50 points. So if Fabian Fitness is able to pull in just at least 1 race win, he is going to go well clear in the lead of the championship and continue his hunt to not only defend his championship, but get a 4th championship in the Wednesday Cup. And looking at the times, yeah, Colton Adkins on absolute fire. He's 2/10 clear of Fabian Fitness, the champion, second in the championship, but reigning champion, and he is looking mighty around Magny-Cours at the moment, being able to flow the car very nicely. Fabian Fitness, though, will be looking to try and breach that 2/10 of a second, because this is going to be a weekend where he can really put down a charger in the championship.
Yeah, I think there's a few out there tonight who can put down a time. I think this is going to come down to who wants it more. But if we've got Jake out tonight, Fabian he will be absolutely on fire. He'll know what's at stake. He'll know he can take a lead here. But I still wouldn't write off Jake. Still not making a cheeky entry here. A lot of these guys setting cracker times when you've got a second between the top 4, and then, I mean, there's not much time over the whole field, really. It's anyone's game here.
Yeah, and in these cars as well, and especially around a circuit as large as Magny-Cours here, a second isn't really too much. You can easily find that going through just a couple of the corners. Nürburgring, for example, turn 7 and turn 8. You can very easily, if you get that line correct, find a massive chunk of time, and it's going to be corners like that where you're going to be able to find that time, get yourself further up ahead. Turn 5, Adelaide, that's going to be another corner where being late on the brakes is going to be absolutely pivotal, but too late on the brakes, you find yourself going wide and you're on the throttle way too late, and that's going to drop you back massively. So the people who are going to get pole here tonight are going to be the ones that have done their practice, done the time, and worked out exactly what they're going to need to do as we're about to go green for qualifying.
Mate, these guys are lined up too. Look at them all. Fabian got his favourite position there right at the front. We've got Colton in there as well. And then it looks like Jason's in there and Will Kirk. And then there's Dr. Dre. So we've got the usual suspects up the front. They're going to want some clear air, try and get away, try and set a time. I mean, if I was these guys at the moment, I'd just be trying to put a banker down, then start mucking around with setup, then come in, just get a banker time in. They've probably done enough practice now to go out and set a cracking time. So, I mean, the times will just fall. hold on to your hats, people. The times will just fall here.
Yeah, that is exactly right. Trying to get some tire temperature in at the moment. You can see them all weaving around, and it is Fabian Fitness leading the train as they go around. So he is in absolute prime position. He won't have any distractions in front of him, and it is going to be absolutely on for young and old in this session. You can see on the mini map there as well, a few people have probably played it smart, probably a way that I would have liked to go on about it, and just wait a little bit and then go out. Make sure you got the clean air, because everyone behind Fabian is going to have a bit of a distraction, because the car in front, you might be able to get a little bit of a slipstream, especially down the multiple straights that this circuit offers. But in the end, is it going to be too much of a distraction being right up behind someone or being in that close proximity of someone, and maybe, yeah, distracting yourself, not putting in the optimal time, as we're going to get ready here, because Fabian's only a couple of corners away from starting his first flying lap here. So Dino, did you want to talk us through this first one and kind of explain what these drivers will be looking to do during the lap?
Look, what he's going to try and do right now is just focus himself. He's just making sure he's got heat in those tyres. He's got a good size gap there. I'm much the same myself as what Fabian's doing. I don't want to gap out in front. I want to gap out in front, sorry. I want a good gap behind. He just comes across the line here to start his lap. Fabian will be hammer and tongs. If you can get a lap down, it just sets the precedence for everyone else they're trying to follow. He's into the left-hander here. That's beautifully taken, nice and wide, carrying the speed all the way through. So Fabian did a great job of carrying speed through there. This could be a cracker of a lap straight out of the gate. He's going to give it everything he's got here. We start coming onto the straights. I can see that another car just up ahead of him. You know, it's not far. He's going for it. Now we're coming into the right-hander here. Pete, jump in here, mate. I'm getting a little bit lost with what's going on.
Yeah, we're heading into turn 5 now. So this is Adelaide, and you can see with the tyre smoke there, maybe a little bit of a brake lockup. And one thing I have been mainly keep my eye on here is those micro sectors. They were all initially going purple as he was the first one on track and going for a lap. But they've all been going green as he loses the rear end just slightly there, heading through Nürburgring. And those green sectors are telling us that someone behind is on an absolute ripper of a banker lap and taking away all these purple sectors away from Fabian here. So it may be a banker lap, but you still want to try and get a pretty good one in case if you're not able to get that second lap in, second or third lap here. It's a pretty decent long lap here. It's going to be about a minute 40-ish. Minute 43s we'll probably be looking at for qualifying here. So with the current time left on the tables, they'll have maybe 2 more, 3 more if you're really lucky attempts at getting a lap in here, as Fabian is still closing the gap to the car in front. And I reckon it might be, based off the timings we got, it might be Lee Crowther that's currently sitting in front of him. We'll find out when he crosses the line. Coming through the final couple of corners now, turn 16 and 17, they cross the line. It's a 1:43.9, so immediately into the 43s. Colton Adkins, who was fastest in practice, is only 700ths of a second behind. The times are flying in. It's 2 guys out in front in the 43s. Everyone else is currently in the 44s, 45s, but expect those times to keep tumbling.
Yeah, there's a couple of guys there that can still challenge this. We saw in practice, guys can pull some quick times, but I mean in the 43s, these 2 on screen now, Colton with a beautiful time. He will be doing everything he can to try and catch fitness. These 2 guys seem to have a little edge over the rest of the field at the moment. Andre's not that far off. He's probably half a second off here. I'm just seeing if he can get up there. You can't write off Will Kirk either. That guy sort of sandbags a bit. You've got to watch him. Jace will be having a good go. Ezra's up there too. I mean, there's a lot of cars here. There's a lot of guys who are putting it on. Colton's throwing it right over those curbs now. This will be his hot lap. I think this is where you'll see a lap come in, and Tommy Corks has split him. Corksy split them. Look at that with a 1:43.928. Let's not write him off either. That man, magic with a controller.
Yeah, exactly right. He's on a controller, so any place that he can get is absolutely insane. A lot of people struggling with the wheels. Put this man on a controller and he's going to outdo them, and he currently sits in second position. Only a single 100th. It's actually just over 100th away from a provisional pole position. Tommy Corks, though, the man on screen, he has put in a first purple micro sector, but it's looking a little bit scrappy. He's gone grey for most of the first sector. But Colton Atkins here, he's in third, and he goes to the top with 2 purples and a green. It's a 43.1. That's about 0.8 of a second faster than his previous lap, and you can see him pulling over to the side. He's probably heading back to the pits, do a slight change of the setup and see if he can't eke out a tiny little bit more of pace out of this TVR Tuscan Speed 6. And it is going to be, well, very out sideways for Willie Kirk there, as he's still trying to put in a decent lap. And it is 3 greens for himself, and he is in second position. So that kind of came out a little bit of nowhere. Willie Kirk putting it in at second position. He is 0.6 of a second off the provisional pole. Fabian Fitness hasn't been able to improve on his first banker lap. He still sits at a 43.9. The laps still continue to come in. Plenty of lockups heading down into Adelaide Turn 5, the hairpin, as Brendan Hack, he's on a lap now as well. He's gone grey a couple of times in the first sector, but still an overall green first sector. So look for an improvement here for Brendan Hack.
Yeah, Brendan's going to be onto it here. But I still think there's a few guys who've still got a bit of time to lay. What have we got? 140 to go. I still think that there's some guys that can challenge for that top position. Fitness would be one I'd be keeping an eye on. That man's ultra determined here. Corksy, I think he's the same. I think he'll come through. Hack's done a great first sector here. Let's just ride with him for a second. Let's see if he's second sector. It seems to be. He's up. He's got the micro sectors going. If he can just hold this second sector and then nail a third sector, he'll come to the party as well. He'll be right in the mix. Little sloppy there. Had a little bit of a slide, but his sector 2 is up. So here we go. We got Brendan. Brendan is on it. He's going to go for it here. Microsectors are still up. I believe his lap is still up from his previous best. So if he can get in here, I'm not sure how far he can come up the leaderboard. He's just had a bit of a tardy end to that sector 3, but he's done it. Yep, moved him up a position. He's up in the 4th.
And that is a brilliant lap from Brendan Hack. We rode on board for a portion of it, and it looked pretty tidy from what we saw. Maybe a little bit more time to find in that first sector, but overall it was a very good improvement. But this is the guy that we're going to be wanting to watch. It's Fabian Fitness, who has put in another good lap here. So it's a 43.5 for himself to put him into second position, but he still finds himself 0.4 away from the lap time that Colton Atkins has put in. And with him still being in the pit lane, I'm going to say it wasn't too much more they wanted to change the setup by going back into the lane. I reckon he knew he had laid down an absolute ripper of a lap, and you know a man is full of confidence when he pulls it into the pit lane halfway through and it does not put in another lap. So Fabian Fitness is going for back-to-back fast laps here. It's green in the first sector. He's got a few green micro sectors in the second sector. So this should be a improvement onto the next lap as we now head into Imola, turn 12 and turn 13, using all of the curb. And he's got it all sideways, and that is going to be the end of his lap. Is he going to keep it out the wall? He will, but he throws it into the gravel, and with the timer now down to 0, Fabian Fitness, at best, will be in second position for race 1 if anyone else can top him. Jason McFadden has now pulled it into the lane. He was on for a good lap, but now finds himself in the lane. He had a couple of good purple sectors in that one. Purple micro sectors, probably got a track limit somewhere and decided to call it quits for that one. Ezra Simmons, is he able to do anything else? He's grey in the first sector, green in the middle sector. He's only got a couple of corners to deal with now. Is he going to be able to improve on his current lap of a 45.5? And he needs to find about 2.5 seconds if he wants to challenge for pole position. Any improvement from 14th will be a positive, and he stays 14th because he got a track limits warning on that lap. So a very, very crazy end to qualifying.
Definitely. I just noticed Andre there, the doc, comes in with a cheeky time to secure second on the grid. That's a great last-ditch effort there. He's managed to put it second on the grid. He's pulled that time out of who knows where. He's got it up there. So it's a tight top half of this field. The top 5-6 guys, this is going to be on. Wait for a start here.
It is absolutely going to be on Andre Elliott. He's had a bit of a shocking run. It's been a bit up and down so far this season. We haven't seen him on the top step since race 3 in Silverstone in the opening round of the championship. But pole position goes to Colton Atkins by 0.3 of a second, a 43.153. And as I said, that man is full of confidence. He did the lap. It was only his second flying lap that he did it on, and you can see that only 2 laps he needed to get that one, and then he just threw it in the pit lane and did not even bother going back out. So Colton Atkins full of confidence, and we're getting ready for a race.
Oh, he's throwing down a great time now. I mean, a 1:43.1. That's not mucking around, is it? He's here to race. He's here to win. That's a huge statement straight off the bat.
Absolutely, and currently sits ninth in the standings as well. So a really good weekend here can absolutely throw him up further in the championship standings. He currently sits 149 points away from Jake Buttigieg in the lead of the championship, who we still have not seen enter the race so far. So looking like we may see an absence from the championship leader. We're going to be getting ready for race 1 here, ladies and gents. It's Simsational TV. We're going to have a break here in the commentary box and get ready for race 1. 15 minutes of action from Magny-Cours.
Awesome. SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. We offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators are now in use across Australia and are expanding into international markets due to their affordable price, unique features, and customization for driver training. SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. We offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators are now in use across Australia and are expanding into international markets due to their affordable price, unique features, and customization for driver training. SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. We offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators are now in use across Australia and are expanding into international markets due to their affordable price, unique features, and customization for driver training. SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. We offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators are now in use across Australia and are expanding into international markets due to their affordable price, unique features, and customization for driver training. SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. We offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators, we offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators are now in use across Australia and are expanding into international markets due to their affordable price, unique features, and customization for driver training. SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to experience how various impairments affect their performance. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to experience how various impairments affect their performance. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to experience how various impairments affect their performance. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. Also available at driver training posters.
Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Not too sure what is going on here. Let's get this going on because we are ready for race one very, very shortly. Give me a moment here. If I can get this one going. Goodness me, it's showing for some reason a frozen screen. Not ideal with these boys, but Peter, while we go, give us some theatre, mate, before we get cracking into the race once again.
Alrighty, well, in that case, let's just take a look and remind ourselves how the grid is going to be lining up for this first race. We're going to have Colton Adkins on the pole position. He laid down an absolute stormer. It's a guy full of confidence and lines up from the pole position. And then in second place there, we're going to have the Sim Blacks car, and that is going to be lining up in second position, Andre Elliott. And that is going to be one heck of a turn one that we're going to be coming up here. Neither driver will be wanting to back out of that one. In third position, you'll find the reigning champion, the guy who's going to be wanting to capitalize this weekend with the championship leader absent for this round. It is Fabian Fitness, and he probably didn't lay down the laps that he wanted to. It was a massive mistake that we watched live on his final flying lap and was unable to improve. And then he will be joined alongside Willie Kirk. He was a little bit of a dark horse who we didn't expect to jump up into that fourth position, and further behind we'll see Brendan Hack in that fifth position for Brendan Hack, and then it is Tommy Corks, Olaf, Crowther, Moore, and Wallace rounding out the top 10. If Dino, you would like us to take us through the rest of the field.
Can do, mate. And then we've got Liam there in 11th. That's a great result. We've got the haircut in 12th. My old mate Jace McFadden in 13. Remo Grand 14. Cheeseboard 14th. 15th. We've got Ezra in 16th. We've got Smart in 17th. Buttigieg Senior, I believe, in 18th. The junior has not turned up yet. We've got Turbulanche in 19th. We've got Sam Bensley in 20th. James in 21st. Harden 22nd. Lauren 23rd. And Nader in 24th. It's a full grid tonight, Pete.
It absolutely is, and we are not too far away from a race start, as we're still just trying to work out all of the ins and outs to make sure that this Simsational TV stream for you at home is as seamless as possible. So please make sure you've got your beverages, got your snacks, because we are in for an absolute treat around here with Magny-Cours up for grabs, and it is going to be 17 turns, 7 to the left, 10 to the right of pure TVR action, as we are now currently located 250 kilometers south of Paris. And Zach, what are we expecting in this one?
We're expecting a destroyation. I'm predicting from one man, Fabian Fitness, who is in third there currently. He's leading the championship, as you said earlier there, Peter, and he's got it all to win because Jake Buttigieg is a no-show for this one. So watch out for that Plus Fitness vehicle to absolutely barnstorm its way through the field if possible. Can Atkins, though, have a beautiful, beautiful start that he would dearly hope for here at Magny-Cours? We'll see what the big man can do. Doc Elliott's also a threat. It's going to be clean, it's going to be mean, and it's going to be a fast looking machine out there with these TVRs. I am absolutely excited here, Peter, and the lights are about ready to go, which means it is your time to shine, my dear friend, and that means you are the man.
Alrighty, it is time. We've had a thrilling qualifying session with Adkins on top. It is all to play for with the championship. It's the third to last round. We're in the land of the French, and it is time to get things underway. The lights start illuminating. It's eyes to the lights. They're going to be starting to put their foot down to the floor, and we will be away for the start of race one. It's a very good start for Colton Atkins there as he gets the initial jump away from Andre Elliott. But look at Fabian Fitness. He's already got himself alongside. Is he able to try and take away that second position? He is unable to with Elliott holding on to that second position, but they are still side by side. The Plus Fitness car up against the Simblax car as they head around turn 3. They're going to head into golf. They better not be playing any of that, because we have got a race on the hands as it's going to be a game of the late breakers heading into Adelaide at turn 5. But it's Adkins with the early lead. And is there going to be any disastrous dive bombs with everyone still side by side, 3, 4 wide in the background? But it's going to be Fitness down the inside, and he's going to take away that second position away from Andre Elliott. But take a look at Kirk. Kirk is side by side with Elliott. Is he able to make the position? No, he is unable to, as now the field starts to file out into single file, and it looks like we have had quite the clean start.
Actually, it's been great to see a clean start. Colton's gone. Oh, Colton had a spin then. I didn't see close enough to see whether Fabian might have tapped him, but he ended up sideways as anything. I thought for sure he was going to lose positions, but he didn't lose positions. Everyone's filed back in, which makes me think maybe there was a touch, but that's invited Andre straight up there. Colton's gone wide again. Oh, the pressure is getting to the man here. We've got Fabian snuck into the lead. Dr. Dre's got up there in second, and Kirk looks like he's holding third with Adkins right there. Adkins seems to have got the position back, and Tommy Cork's there, still rocking no helmet, I noticed. He's there as well. He all wants a piece of this. Now, they're the 5 guys that I was saying at the start, laying down times. These guys are going to fight hard at it. These guys are going to go hammer and tongs, but Fabian's got the lead here. He just needs to bolt. While he's got the championship in hand, while he hasn't got Buttigieg Jr. here, he just needs to run with it. Go, Fabian.
Absolutely, go Fabian. He's on the charge and on the march here tonight. He's full on balls to the wall sort of action, and it's good to have him up there at the moment in the lead for his championship hopes. It's going on down the backwards here. What's happened to Lee Crowther? He's come a gutser and lost it at turn 2, in fact, and he's off into the bunda there and sailing down to the radar knot. So everyone is going to get a free pass in front of him. McFadden and Turblanche have also had a little bit of a sausage together there, and out the other side comes Jason. So he is now leading that pack, but right behind him is Ezra Simons too. He's going up the inside right now of Turblanche once more. So a very, very aggressive Ezra Simons here to opening stanzas here in the Wednesday Cup. 12 minutes and 20 seconds left in this race, and it's happening up and down the field. You can see him switching positions back in the rear of the field as well. Fabian hasn't gapped Doc Elliott though. It's still 0.6 of a second, but at the moment you can see one man here, the Hackster, the dark horse we like to call him. He's got the grip.exe on tonight here, Peter, and sitting in 6th place. He's got a very quick customer in front of him, Tommy Corks, but will that deter him, or is he just going to march through the field in that pink Panther Mobile?
Well, I think the pink Panther Mobile is going to be on an absolute charge. He has already gone up a position or 2 from the start of this one, and he's hounding the rear of Tommy Corks, using every bit of tarmac that this circuit has to offer. And you can see out in front, Fabian Fitness actually weaving a bit, so I wonder if he's still struggling with the tyre temperatures in this race so far. Weaving will get the tyre temps up, but it's not going to be to much great effect. The best way with these cars is to definitely just drive hard to keep the tyres in a pretty good working window. You can see the off the ideal line for Pat there going through the final chicane of 16 and 17. And that has meant that Tommy Corks has now gapped him by 1.5 seconds. So we were predicting that he might be able to make up a couple more positions, but it looks like it has swung massively the other way. He is losing time at a rate of knots in half a lap. This is 1.5 seconds back from where he was, and it is 0.4 of a second out in front, and the top 3 are quite close together at the moment. And what am I talking about by top 3? It is a top 5 battle for the lead, and it looks like Kirk might be going down the inside. Is he able to get it done? A bit of contact with the sparks going on. It's Adkins versus Kirk. Is he going to be able to get the move done? And it looks like he's been able to get it done. Late on the brakes, able to get it turned. He held Adkins out wide, and that is position gained and puts him into a net third position in this race. Adkins has had an absolute shocker start, starting on the pole, and it looks like Elliott there had it on the slide, trying to get up to the back of Fabian Fitness there, and it is now only 0.3 of a second, and that gap is closing.
He's right up the back of him now. It didn't take him long to pull that little gap in. He's right on the back of Fabian. I saw Fabian weaving before. I was just wondering if that was to break the toe there. You don't want to suck. But, I mean, Andre's right on him now. Oh, Fabian's just had a little bit of a slip there. It's just inviting the dock right back in there. And as we saw before, Kirk, if you let him up there, these guys can't battle and muck around. Here he goes. He's gone to the outside. Is he going to go the crisscross manoeuvre? Fabian's covered the inside. Try to keep it. Oh, no. Oh, God, Andre looks like he just got on it there and had a bit of a slide. These guys are tight. I'm starting to bite nails. Zach, this could all end in tragedy.
Oh, this is incredible racing. We've got a guy who has got absolutely no ballast on his car. Fabian's got 31 odd kilos. I think Andre Elliott's got about 2. So it's a massive, massive disadvantage there for Fabian. And look at that car just slide its way through mid-apex at turn 3. Goodness me, in the fair dinkum department, that was hairier than a goat's back here for sure. But it came out the other side, did Fabian Fitness and Doc Elliott. So a very, very nice showing of how to give racing room and go racing again. But look at this gap behind him. It is starting to form a little bit of a three-way suck train now between the three of these guys. For the lead of the race, this is now, ladies and gentlemen. Four could be involved if Colton can get his gallop back on again. There goes Kirk off onto the bunda. Didn't hurt him too much there. Move there for Clint Olive over William Morris there in the background. Just got that position done for 7. So on the march here is Clint Olive as well. Another quick customer too. Can he keep Braveheart behind him? We'll see what happens there, because boy oh boy is that man quick on his day for sure. But it is still only split by an average of 0.5 of a second between these couple of drivers. Up in front, look at Captain Kirk. He is a cork in the bottle now. He's just lost about 5 or 6 tenths in one corner to the man in front of him, Doc Elliott. Colton Atkins behind him and Tommy Corkso have not split the two of each other before as well on the pace. So this is looking very, very racy. And the amount of times Captain Kirk is just going to push the envelope in this car to keep this third place, I reckon we're going to have about 20 times he does this during the whole opening stanza here, Pete.
Yeah, the Postal Service is going to be on absolute overtime with the amount of lick stamps absolutely sent. As on cue, Colton Atkins looks it down the inside. It was probably a little bit too late of a move, and he wasn't able to get it done. And so Kirk will hold on to that one for now. But luckily for Kirk, with that gap out in front and losing that little bit of time, he is able to close it back up whenever Elliott tries to go for a move on the lead. As now side by side, it's Jason McFadden, and he is trying to go up against Moore. He's going to have the inside for turn 1, and is he going to be able to get this move done? It's going to put him on the outside, but you can see they're swinging to the inside to defend the position, and that is going to be him up into 11th and just outside of the top 10. If he's able to get that one more position, that will put him on the pole position for the reverse top 10 race 2, but he's going to have to pull in over 3 seconds to be able to make that one in, and it's over 3 seconds plus the overtake. As out in front, the gap between Fitness and Elliott has closed once more, and we did see a little half look there from Elliott trying to put Fabian Fitness maybe a little bit off, make him look in the mirrors, not look at where he's going, and try and pounce on a move. And as I said, Elliott is going to be looking to try and get back on some form. We haven't seen him on the top step since Silverstone in race 3, and so he's going to be wanting to get his name back in the winner's circle. But behind, Adkins is looking all over the back of Kirk. And is this going to be a line for a move? And it's Kirk who's gone wide. Is he going to be able to hold on? As my stream on my end is actually just frozen for a second, but we're back. And it is Adkins going to get the better exit. And he will be able to now try and go down the inside. And is he going to be able to retake this third position? Oh boy, would he want to get himself back up inside that top 2 after putting it on pole position quite comfortably as well. But he's going to have the tail wag on the exit, and he's going to have to wait for the next time round.
He's definitely going to have to wait there. But all this is doing, I was about to say inviting corks, but for some reason he's dropped back down the field. Something has happened there. He's off to the side. I saw him starting to catch up on the back of these two guys fighting, and then all of a sudden he's dropped. We could have a problem here. He could have a mechanical drama, something something's definitely happened. But if we go back to the lead here, we've got Kirk and Andre is still, on the back of Fabian. This is the fight of the Kiwis. I mean, Fabian's driving tonight. He's got so much ballast, it's not funny. And he is still managing to hold off the Doc. And make no mistake, the Doc is a very quick customer. So the drive from Fabian tonight is that's a spectacular drive, Fabian. Well done, great driving. You can just see in the foreground there, Kirk and Adkins haven't given up on each other either. These two guys are going to battle. I mean, I couldn't pick it for a first, second and third at the moment.
No, not at all. I wouldn't know what's going on, but I can tell you what is going on down the field. Is this? This is an absolute barnstormer. Oh. This man's on debut. Who is that on the inside there? That is Moore. Just absolutely spun himself around, waiting for the rest of the field to go through. Sitting duck there, in fact. But I'll tell you what, I was just about to get on to some of the new guys here around. This is Yuri Nada as well, a debutant tonight, signed up an hour and a half ago, and here he is battling over the top 15 with Nigel Smart in front of him. So beautiful, beautiful driving between these two guys, and there is another car up the field. That would be, I think that is William Wallace going very slowly. It is indeed, for Scotland has dead set had a mare and just come off the track, had to wait for the rest of the field to get on for a safe rejoin, and is dead set down in last place. So things happening up and down the field. The lead is about 3 or 4 tenths of a second, but the closest gap on the track here is this man on debut tonight, giving out Maxwell Smart a good old hurry up. Beautiful, beautiful racing from this guy. He definitely knows how to steer a car or two. Not an easy car to jump into, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Jumping into a TVR and just having a good old crack. Look at that around, and there goes Smart too. Oh, he's contacted him as well, but Smart's just gathered it up. Luckily, Nada has absolutely survived a murder on screen there from himself. Sam Bensley's going to try and get this one too for a Raider Knots. If he can get another place for free, he will be absolutely singing to the high heavens. Will our ARD importing representative and owner in Sam Bensley there, just flying around this circuit here at the moment, getting his grips ready to rock and roll. So look out for him in race 2 if he can get himself further up the grid. And it's just at that point where McFadden is starting to get himself a bit racy again here. He dropped down the field a little bit. He lost 2 places, and he's got Holyoke and Simons in front. In fact, they're all Kiwis here. This is a Kiwi threesome. Look out, yous and bloody Rams out there. You could be in for a bit of a battle, and that is job done for McFadden on Liam Holyoke. Now he's got, literally got Simons right beside him there, just blocked off by the old timing tower. Simons gets let go on there by McFadden. McFadden on 2 wheels, nearly 3 wheels in fact, over the inside curb, just manages to keep it all together. Far out is Jason on the charge here. Ezra's just starting to sweat bullets a little bit. This is a little spicy battle here, Pete.
It absolutely is. It's absolutely on. And these guys are battling it out for just outside the top 10. If McFadden can get that one spot, I spoke about it before, and he was over 3 seconds away. So he has pulled in this gap beautifully to get himself in prime position to try and make an overtake for that 10th position. It's a crucial 10th position because this will put him on the pole for race 2 with the reverse top 10. And if he can do that, he'll be in for an excellent shout to try and claim a very decent position in race 2. And that battle had it all going on. And we've seen it in the past that Ezra Simmons, he is not going to let a position go down too easily. He is going to defend his absolute heart out. And I'm sure he's on the exact same page. He knows what this 10th position is going to do for his next race. Unfortunately, though, further down the screen, you can see that Moore and Crowther have both, unfortunately, DNF'd from this race, and they will be starting from the back of the pack for the next one. And it is going to be McFadden looking all over Ezra Simmons. Once again, he's going to have the slipstream, and he is going to also be trying to go down late on the brakes. He's going to have to look to the outside. They brake very evenly going in there. We were able to see that from the onboard. Simmons holding the apex, and is he able to get the exit? He can't. He puts it on the slide, and he's going to have to hold in that 11th position, and oh boy, he was nearly on that pole position that he probably dearly wants for that next race.
He was so close, but I mean, coming up on the back of Ezra, we've seen it many times before. He is a hard man to pass. He knows how to make that car extremely wide. Jason's got his hands full here. He won't be an easy pass. Ezra will also know 10th position will be pole for the next race, and he will want to keep that position. Jace might have him a little bit on speed here, but getting around is another thing. So the gap's sort of closed up here. Jason's gone to the outside. It's the inside of this corner. He's going to get this done. Just as I'm saying how hard it is to get this done, Jace makes me look like an idiot.
No.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate that, mate.
Yeah, the old reverse commentator curse there for sure. On song here in the Wednesday Cup. McFadden gets into 10th place, but not for long. Ezra's having a dip for sure. Jason saw him coming there and thought, oh no, I'll go wide into it, but he survives through the chicane that has got as many boulders as Shrek has on his own property there for the final one. So that he's got that job done. But the lead of the race with the last 30 seconds, this is the final lap, ladies and gentlemen. It's on here for the lead. Doc Elliott is going for it. He just tried to slide his way through into P1. Fabian saw him coming, but the switchback is too far away there for Doc Elliott. He's still on like Donkey Kong, however, though, so we've got to have a check here to see what the car behaviour is like for Elliott versus Fitness. This is the final lap once again, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the sliding there from Fabian and the commitment there from Doc Elliott. Two wheels over the inside curb. They're both hammering at this at the moment. The old testosterone's getting injected. Doc Elliott just had to check up because Fabian was slide mid-corner there. This is a cracking little battle, and the final stanza in this opening race. We've got two more to go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the racing we've got here. Fabian Fitness versus Doc Elliott. Can Fabian hold on here? Because Doc Elliott is just slipping and sliding his way through like an ice skating rink here. Oh, he's gone wide there, unfortunately. And that's probably giving him half a little bit of a breather for Fabian. But Fabian is struggling big time here. Those ballast adhesions as he has for the whole season, he's really getting caught up to him at the moment. But this could be it. This is the final two corners of the racetrack here coming up. Fabian's gone to the inside, around the outside for Andre Elliott. They're squeezing each other, full Formula One style here, but Fabian is going to survive here, I would say. And Captain Kirk's coming at a rate of knots too. This could be a photo finish, ladies and gentlemen, for second and third. Fabian's going to take the win, and Captain Kirk has got the job done finally in the end by 0.97 of a second. He just got pipped at the line by Doc Elliott. Holy mackerel indeed. That was so close. Colton Atkins had to come through for fourth there. Only 6/10, only collectively 9/10 off the lead there for the final one. Haxter gets fifth. Clint Olaf gets through in 6th place. A good showing from him, and Tommy Corks slipping and sliding his way around for 7th with Haircut in Brody Barber in 8th place. And Remo Graham rounds out the final of the podium positions for the next one with McFadden. We'll start off pole, Pete.
Yeah, that is exactly right. So McFadden did end up getting that 10th position. He had been battling for most of that race. And then it's going to be Ezra in 11th, Holyoke in 12th, Buttigieg in 13th. That's Paul Buttigieg, unfortunately, not Jake, who is the championship leader. And after this one, with that race win from Fabian Fitness, will actually no longer be leading the championship as we head into race 2. Then it's Nader in 14th, a great debut race for himself. Bensley in 15th, Smart, James, Marzella, Turbolanche, Wallace, Harden, and Lauren in 22nd, with Moore and Crowther not finishing the race. And Dino Fabian, he has played his cards already in race 1.
Mate, what a drive from Fabian. No one can deny that. The man's got so much ballast it could sink the Titanic. And I tell you what, he just held onto it. He had a fiery Andre behind him, but come out with it beautifully. I mean, hats off to Fabian for this one. This is going to be an absolute cracker. He's got a lot of guys to come through now. So for race 2 of this is going to be exciting. Zach, predictions for race 2, mate?
We need to get him in the chat there, Dino, as well. So keep your eyes peeled, ladies and gentlemen, because it is one man, Jason McFadden, who starts off pole. He's done this many a time this season and had actually got his 10th place in race 1, decides to go for the race win, and then ends up just being an absolute bottle show for him. So can he defend that P1, or is this man on your screen going to come at a rate of knots? We are yet to find out, ladies and gentlemen, because we've still got 2 more races to go here in this one. And I'm telling you, 16 minutes coming our way, reverse top 10 grid. It is going to be feisty, as can this guy in the championship lead now provisionally get himself through the field unscathed and find himself back in P1 in Fabian Fitness. We will find out very shortly, because I'm telling you right now, race 2 is just about to come to us, ladies and gentlemen. Go get your condiments refilled, get everything sorted, and sit back, relax, enjoy the show, because race 2 is coming up shortly.
Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for for drivers to experience how various impairments affect their performance. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to experience how various impairments affect their performance. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to experience how various impairments affect their performance. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to experience how various impairments affect their performance. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles.
And welcome back to Simsational TV. We have had an absolute ripper qualifying. We've had a ripper race 1. We had a top 4 separated by less than a second. It was insane racing, and we are ready to do it all again. And we've got 1 extra minute of racing this time around, and to spice it up even more, it is a reverse top 10 as well. So Fabian Fitness, who won the last time around, will be starting from P10. So let's take a look at how we're going to be lining up for this second race. It's going to be McFadden on the pole, and then it's going to be Barber, Grand, Corks, Olive, Hack, Adkins, Kirk, Elliott, and Fitness down in 10th. He's got the ballast. He is going to be the one with the hardest job to get himself back through the field. We're nearly ready for lights out here in race 2, and it is going to be all to play for. Is McFadden going to be able to take the win in race 2 from the pole? We'll find out, because we're away for race 2 at Magny-Cours, and it looks like it's a really good start from McFadden. He sweeps across the nose of Barber, and he will take the lead. There's chaos behind. Who is that? There's a couple of cars around, and they are still continuing to hit each other as they go through the exit of turn 1, heading into turn 2. And so the field is already massively spread out, but the battle is still going at the lead of the race, because Barber is now using the slipstream. He looks to the outside at Adelaide. Is he going to be able to brake later? Is he going to get the switch back? There's so many opportunities for him to try and take the lead. McFadden is early on the brakes. Is this going to allow Barber to get the job done? He can't get it done, and he now has to slot in behind Tommy Corks, who takes advantage of it. And what a start we have seen as they still try and find their own piece of real estate behind.
Definitely. Jason got away there. I thought that was a great start. And then Barber, the haircut, straight back on him. And then it was just a little mistake which forced that, which has let Corks in as well. So they've real bunched up at the front there. We've got Remo nice and close as well. Clint, Hack, Adkins, Elliott, and Simmons. These guys are all tight. Corks now trying to put a move on Jason. He had to look up the inside. He's thought better of that. He's just decided to slip in behind him now and run through, but we just saw Jace had to break mid-corner. That's just incentivising Corksy here. He just wants a piece of this, and Barber, he wants to make amends for what happened before. Oh, Zach, where do we look, mate?
Where do we look indeed? It's just all up and down the field at the moment. It's happening. 3, 4, 5 tenths is spread from all the way down from 1st to 15, ladies and gentlemen. In the background, that was a full lock up there. And there is poor old Andre Elliott Gonskis in the foreground there. He's just been punted out of that one. And there goes William Wallace around too. It's all happening here at the old MCG, Magny-Cours style. And these guys are going hammer and tong at each other. Fabian Fitness has survived somehow, but nothing without short of a battle coming his way, because he's got Marzella on the inside. The cheese board, he's trying to wave the white flag. It gets chopped off by him. Does Fabian Fitness too. We've got Holyoke, Marzella, Nada in there as well. They're all having a good crack. And here comes Captain Kirk and the Birdman too, coming up behind him. So he's all under all pressure. They're all following each other like sheep through here, New Zealand style. How fitting for that man, because he just lost a position. Here comes Captain Kirk. He's got the job done on him. It's on. But look at the lead here too. It's just changed places here as well. They're all up and down the field, ladies and gentlemen. We can't catch them all, Pokemon style. But it's Tommy Corks who has entered into P1. He's going for it here right now with Jason McFadden had to give up the ghost. It is all shouting here at the moment up through the Discord server. I'd love to be in that chat at the moment and a fly on the wall, because at the moment the haircut is really putting the pressure now on McFadden, who's just got a bit of red mist in that cockpit, thinking about which way he's going to go, because he's just lost the race lead, and it's got a quick car behind him in Barber. Olives is sitting in there as well. We've got 5, 6, 7 cars all line astern as well, having a good old crack between each other. Nada has just taken the shortcut in Crash Bandicoot style, and there goes Captain Kirk again. Oh my goodness me, he's got spun on turn 1, he's got spun on lap 2 at turn 8. Oh my goodness me, that man has been going for it. Doc Elliott's just slipped through on Nada as well. So it's happening up and down the field here. We've got to keep our eyes peeled, because the battling is left, right, upside down. The erection's in front in Harden, who's just made a mare of that one. He's off into the bunda, and it's given 3 or 4 cars a free old kick there, straight down to 14th or 15th. Now goes Harden, and Doc Elliott survives that one. Whew. This is all happening, and it's happening up the front here too, Pete.
Absolutely is. Tommy Corks is setting the pace, and look at that gap that he has already pulled. It's 1.3 seconds to McFadden. So Tommy Corks, who was one of the guys on fire in qualifying, probably didn't get the lap in that he really wanted, and probably didn't capitalize as much as he was hoping to in race 1. But he now finds himself setting the pace and pulling away with this race lead, and is looking mighty comfortable. Colton Adkins, who has also been trying to go on the charge, he had the pole position, looks like to be the driver on form, and unfortunately the race 1 didn't go to plan, and now he finds himself too trying to make up that and get himself back through the field. And I reckon with that Andre Elliott moment as well, down in the final couple of corners, I reckon Fitness was caught up in that, because he was in that 10th position with Elliott not too far behind, and then fell down a couple of positions. So there may be a little bit more to that story. As you can see, the cars sliding around. These cars are very grip limited, especially around a circuit like Magny-Cours, where grip is of the essence. And on board with Fabian Fitness as he sends it down the inside of Holyoke, and that is going to be another position gain. That puts him now up into 9th position, but he's got 2.5 seconds pretty much to try and catch Ezra, who is in 8th position. But with the pace we've seen already this round by Fabian Fitness, all of that ballast that he's got, making the car very unloaded through the corners, are very weighted, and it probably feels a bit boaty is the way to put it. He is able to still pull out the pace that is needed to try and get the results needed for his championship charge to become a 4-time world champion, as Adkins is in the grass, and he's still going to send it down the inside. Can he get it stopped? He can. There's a little bit of a kiss there from Hack on the rear, and he's got it all wrong through the chicane, but he has made the position. Hack is going to try and get this one back. Is he going to go down the inside at turn 1? It's going to be a big ballsy move, and he gets it done. And that is Hack holding on to that 6th position. Adkins really tried to get himself through there, and all this battling, look at that. It's brought Fitness into play, and with the unstableness that we can see there from Ezra, that is going to bring Fabian Fitness in, and expect a dive bomber going into Adelaide.
Definitely expect the dive bomb, but these guys are going to hug the inside here. They're all awake to the dive bomb. We've got Hack here. It looks like he'll keep the move over Colton. Colton was rather quick. I thought he'd be on here. I thought he'd be plowing through the field. We've got Ezra. doing what Ezra does. That guy can block like you wouldn't believe. I just think that we got Fabian here trying to line him up. He'll just be trying to look for it, but Colton's got a good run here. Is he going to have a look on Hack? Is he going to? No, he's too far back for that. But Colton needs to get this done nice and quick now. Needs to get around Hack and play on and move forward. Fabian's in exactly the same boat. He needs to make hay while the sun's shining. He needs as many points as he possibly can to negate that Buttigieg lead. So he's going to be pushing Colton. Oh, he's used the car park. Oh, he's used the car park. He's using everything to try and get through this course. Jeez, Zach, have you seen a move like that before?
That was full 747 style. He was trying to get the first ticket back to bloody USA at the moment against Colton Atkins, and he nearly did the best impression of it. Goodness me. He just four-wheeled himself over that curb on the inside and just managed to keep it up, and he's going for it again on Hackster. Nearly takes the move and get that position done as well, but Hack is none the wiser. Goes for the old exit out the other side, but it's going to hurt him on this one. Down the front straightaway we go. It's a short one. Here comes Fabian in the background too on Ezra Simons. He's got a good run. Atkins is out around the outside. Trailer Park Girl just checked up. Oh no! Contact between Ezra and Fabian. That is disaster there for Fabs. Oh my goodness me. Full ambitious there. Hard racing. Fabian's just got to gather his thoughts and get back onto that tarmac. Good job, son. But 15th place now is gone from him as well. So he is 100% way back down the grid. Not the position he wants to be in. He will be so red misty in that cockpit. The old testosterone injection needs to get started on him, and it's happening there at the moment too with Doc Elliott here. He's on Liam Holyoke up the inside. He's going to go and take that like candy from a baby there. Just sends it up the inside. Holyoke gives him no battles to go, but Atkins and Hack have just switched places, trading places there, ladies and gentlemen, for him, and Gatkins has finally got the job done and sailed on through into 6th place over the Hackster, who did put up a very good defensive masterclass, Ezra Simons style, for the man behind him, but he's one right there, and that's going to invite Ezra up the inside. Don't give him half an invitation, he'll chop your nose off too. Ezra just filed back in on the back end of Hackster there too, so we'll have a see what it looks like over the rear vision mirror. This is close here, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ezra Simons now trying to attack and defend at the same time, because he knows that Crowther at the background will be on them like a Raider knots if they stuff it up. Hackster, just beautiful track usage there. On the inside, Fabian Fitness has just somehow got himself back into 14th, but that was a cracking little exchange there between Simons and Hackster. You can see what the advantage is here. You can see Hackster now going half defensive. Ezra's got nowhere to go. Up the inside, into the final 3 corners we go. Heavy braking zone now. He's just gone for the switchback as Ezra punted him at the same time, probably giving him a booster. Ezra's none the wiser. Tries to go into the chicane that is absolutely death-defying. Doesn't get that job done. Boy, oh boy. Wowee, they finally got themselves together here, ladies and gentlemen. Crowther's getting himself back onto the arse end of Simons. Elliott's getting through there as well. Our P2 from race 2. Both of those guys have finished on the podium here, having an absolute mare here in race 2. But look at the sliding there from Lee Crowther. The car behaviour is nuts. There goes Andre Elliott. Just got his nose chopped off there. Had to avoid Lee Crowther as well. The Birdman flapping his wings left to right, upside down, you name it. And he's going for it. Here is Doc Elliott trying to get that job done in P10. Boy, oh boy, have we got some racing here, ladies and gentlemen, up and down the field. Elliott's gone to the inside here now. This could be a move. Beautiful stuff. Up the inside, wags a tail there. Gets himself further up the grid, but is there going to be a switchback manoeuvre up the inside from the Birdman? No. Too late. See you later. And Doc Elliott into 9th, Pete. It's starting to heat up here at the front between the haircut, though, and McFadden.
Yes, it absolutely is. You know a driver is on the absolute braking limit when the car starts weaving around a bit like a snake on the charge. But looking here at the haircut up against McFadden, McFadden has held on to this second position very well and has also brought that gap down 2 corks just a little bit. Last time we were really focusing on the lead, it was 1.4 seconds, nearly 1.5 seconds, and for a moment there we saw it under a second. So the gap is definitely coming down with 5.5 minutes left in this second race, and it is, do not discount a battle for the lead here. We saw it in race 1, and I reckon we're going to be on for an absolute cracker of a finish with McFadden on the charge, and you can just see how much time he's able to gain in this final sector as Brody Barber goes fastest, and then behind it's Grant Atkins. The lap times are tumbling. The pace is absolutely heating up here in Magny-Cours, and we are going to be on for a finish. Tommy Corks has gone wide. Has the pressure got to him? Has he seen the purple lap times coming in, and he knows he has to try and put the lap times down, and all that has done is forced and unforced error onto Tommy here, and he now finds himself under threat from McFadden. It's only a 10th and a half. Is he going to go down the inside, under the brakes? He's going to do it. He's going to do it. Is he going to be able to get to the apex? He does. Is Corks able to get the better exit? We've got a battle for the lead of the race. It was looking also locked and sealed away for Tommy Corks, and he now finds himself with a fast-charging McFadden in the Simblacks rig right beside him and now in front of him. My God, this was a lead change we weren't seeing coming, and look at that. Barber is right there in third as well.
Just there's a lot of slipping and sliding from the cars at the moment. I'm starting to see the arse of them move around. It's unbelievable. It's like a Beyonce concert down there at the moment. But at Corksy, he's trying to stick with Jace, but all this has done, it's inviting the haircut in. Oh, the haircut. He's just making his... Oh, jeez, what a jump. We've got monster trucks. We've got TVRs. You name it. It's all here, ladies and gentlemen. That was airborne like you wouldn't believe. I was thinking there for a minute that it would invite Barber right back into this battle, but he's just lost it all there with his little air show. And here's Clint now. Clint's on the back of Remo. These guys were setting lap times. They were just tumbling, fastest lap of the race. And now Clint, he's right up on the back of Grant. He's going to have a go here. I mean, one more position. That's a little bit further up. Colton's run a 143. Brandon Hack has just eclipsed that again with a 143.6. These guys are pushing hard now. We're getting towards the end of the race. A position held is a position gained. They're going to go for it.
Yeah, they are. They're 100% going to get rip snorting and ready to go, because we're just about to approach onto that 13-minute mark of the race with only 3 minutes and change left to go in this one. And McFadden is under all sorts of pressure here from Tommy Corks. You can see him just crowding himself around the outside, trailer park girl style. Here's Tommy Corks on McFadden again. Those tyres have started to cool down, so to speak, for Tommy Corks. The man who drives on a controller has not got the finesse of the wheel changing and the wrist action there as well, and the chest tensioning, whatever he does, but he's got the inside run. He won't go for it now on McFadden. Thinks about the long game here because he knows he's got about 2.5 laps left of this race. Can he keep with him and just fight back for this lead? Could it be another lead change in this race? Look at that slide there from Tommy Corks. Absolutely on the limit. That is why his tyres were as cooked as a full burnt lamb chop there for himself. He was absolutely flying, and he lost the place and he lost the lead. Oh, because of this aggressive driving for Tommy Corks. He's just got to get it a little bit more tame under that helmet of his and get that D-pad started to flick away nice and smoothly, and he'll find himself back up again into McFadden territory for the lead of the race. 2 minutes and 9 seconds left to go in this one, which means we're going to have 2 more laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. This one here is the basically the third last lap here, if I can speak correctly, for the rest of them. They're going to get around for one more time here and another one after that, but it's still advantage to McFadden. He's got Corks in second place there. 2/10 was the difference on their last lap as well. The times have started to tumble. 43.963 from this man, though, has absolutely done it. But Andre Elliott's even eclipsed him again with a 43.6. So the guys at the back of the field are starting to turn the heat up, but it could be too little too late here for the rest of them. The story of the night here in this one has been Fabian Fitness. Our championship leader took P1, then got taken out in this one, all basically a racing incident, I would say, between himself and Ezra, and he's still in 11th place. This will put him effectively third on the grid so far for the final race of the night, the 17-minute. So stick around for that one, ladies and gentlemen. It's happening, and speaking of happening here, it's Olaf up the inside of Grant and Olaf going at it again. Oh, full on the slide. There was Olaf. He just got the job done and tries to stick it fat around the outside. Can't get that job done, no. Here comes Remo Grant. He's showing some pace. This man is quick on his day. I tell you what, Speed Nation living up to the name. And here comes Colton Atkins in the background as well. So now we've got a three-way old tussle. Maybe a fourth one there with Hackster coming into it once again. But look at the advantage here that Olaf just had on the apex there. He tried to get the position done off Remo Grant. He's seen Colton Atkins come in the background. That is what that little waggle there on the exit of the corner was. Just trying to avoid each other, because every time they contact each other, they've got 10% ballast, my goodness, can't even speak. 10% restrictor applied, and then a 2-point disadvantage taken off them for the result of the race. So clean racing encouraged here, and Atkins is none the wiser for it. He can find it, he can see it. And these boys are going absolutely mental here in the last stanza of this one. McFadden is about to cross the line though with 8 seconds, 7 seconds to go. So this is the final lap of the race. Tommy Corks is now in second place. Oh, contact between Atkins and Olaf. Oh, that could have been disaster. Haxter's gone straight past him as well. So he's got a position out of that tomfoolery between Olaf and Atkins. Boy, oh boy, that is an ultimate test of patience there from the both of them. Olaf versus Atkins. Olaf went out of talent there and also patience. And it's just invited Haxter back into 6th place. And here comes Doc Elliott, Pete. This is on for the last one.
It absolutely is. The pace is absolutely tumbling as well. We're on electric lap times at the moment, just shy of half a second away from what pole position was. So this is absolutely insane pace that we've got so far in this race. Andre Elliott is on the back of this train. They're all going defensive, defending from each other, and they're all parking it on the apex to prevent anyone from getting the run. And you can see Hack there with a little bit of a slide coming out of Adelaide, and that could put him under a bit of pressure, unfortunately. Well, fortunately for him, going through Nürburgring, the next set of corners, it's not really a passing opportunity, but you can see Elliott is still looking to try and find a way through. It is not over until it is over, and he has found a way through down into the inside. Is he going to be able to keep his nose there? He tries for the crisscross, going through the direction change. He is still tucked up right behind, and he is going to need to try and find a way through. He's only got about 2, maybe 3 opportunities to try and get himself past, and he is going to try and look down the inside. He's going to be able to do it. No. Olaf, he is wise to it, but he runs a little bit wide on the exit. Elliott tries to get the exit on him, but we have to take a look at the front because it's going to be McFadden as he rounds the final couple of corners. He pounced when it mattered most. It was an unforced error from Tommy Corks, but McFadden has done it. He wins race 2 here at Magny-Cours. Corks will cross the line in 2nd position. He will be absolutely livid with himself for throwing away what could have been a race win. Barber, he will take a 3rd place, and you'll welcome that podium finish. Grand will take in P for Adkins, Hack, and Olaf does hold on from Elliott there by albeit 0.4 of a second, so it was a pretty close finish between those two. Crowther and Nader on debut. It's only his 2nd race in the series. He will get himself a top 10 finish. I am sure he's going to be ecstatic with that result, and his last lap as well was just shy of 0.3 of a second away from the fastest lap of the race. Fabian Fitness, he was on a charge. He didn't have the start he wanted, got himself up towards the top 10, and unfortunately dropped all the way down the 15th in a bit of a tussle with a couple of other drivers, and finds himself finishing in 11th, so not too bad, docking a few points. And that will mean, as all the guys are celebrating in behind, it will mean that he still holds that championship lead. But Dino, that was some ripper battling.
That was some great driving. Jason, hats off to you for this one. Held his nerve. I mean, he had competition all over him. Corksy there, he was applying the torch like nothing else. And Jace has just managed to hold his nerve there and get that one done. Zach, what's the payment for that one? What's the season's payment?
He gets $10,000 in cryptocurrency every time he gets inside the top 10. So he's on for $100,000 right now. Is this man on the screen? Our race 2 winner, Jason McFadden, got pole, had it taken off him, and he's finally come through with the chockies in the end. A beautiful, beautiful showing from him. He took the lead back off Tommy Corks, who stole it off him like candy from a baby early on and thought it was all over, did all of us. And that was literally a performance of the season for Jason McFadden. No mistakes, no errors, kept it on the circuit. And that man, beautiful, beautiful job done for him for race 2. There's still one more to go, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you worry about that. We have got 17 minutes, a reverse top 15 coming your way. And I'll tell you what, with that sort of thing, the old Maxwell Smart is going to start off pole. His first ever opportunity to do so in the TVRs and also in the Wednesday Cup as well. So you guys out there, the smart supporters, get yourselves out there and in the chat and have a think about it. We also need your little bits of feedback and encouragement to your favourite drivers. Get themselves in. Fabian Fitness has gone bang with a $2.99 super chat as well. Thank you very much indeed for that one. He's on for a bit of a challenge. He will start further up the grid, will Fabian Fitness, for the final race of the evening. Don't you worry about that. But it is a man of the hour right now is Jason McFadden. Can he keep it on song and fight his way back through to the top 15? We will find out very shortly, ladies and gentlemen, with a couple of words from our sponsors, because the final race, race 3 of the night, is coming away here on Simsational TV. Don't you go anywhere. platforms and expertise in getting the best gear. Simsational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Moser Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach, and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio, or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT Actuators, Wheel Stand Pros, Gen Ace, Spectrum in the remote control field, and also Collective Mind. So every step and part of your setup is covered, from complete racing rigs and premium flight packs. We here at Simsational TV, back in Speed Nation, to deliver the gear that takes your experience to the next level. Fast shipping, trusted brands, unbeatable quality, and I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has it all. And as an excellent gift for all of our viewers tonight and members out there of Simsational TV, and if you're trying to get into racing, go to the checkout, buy some stuff off Speed Nation, because if you buy any full-price product on the website, enter the code SIMSATIONAL, that is SIMSATIONAL. Oh my God, I can't even speak. And you will get a 10% discount off your end cart price. So go in there.
10%? 10% did you say, Zachary?
I did say 10%, mate. I did not say 5. I did not say 4. I said 10. Wow. Forms and expertise in getting the best gear. Simsational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Moser Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach, and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio, or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT Actuators, Wheel Stand Pros, Gen Ace, Spectrum in the remote control field, and also Collective Mind. So every step and part of your setup is covered, from complete racing rigs and premium flight packs. We here at Simsational TV, back in Speed Nation, to deliver the gear that takes your experience to the next level. Fast shipping, trusted brands, unbeatable quality, and I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has it all. And as an excellent gift for all of our viewers tonight.
That's good stuff.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Welcome, Tax Dodgers, to the final round of the round 5 of this championship season here at Wednesday Cup for Simsational Esports. It is a Wednesday Cup, and it is the final race of the night for round 5 at Magny-Cours. And what a better place to start than having a big old poo as your number for David Smart there in the TVR. He is ready and rip-sorting to go for this one. It is a reverse top 15 grid, so Smart, James, Simons, Holyoke, and Fabian Fitness will round out your top 5. We've got Nada, Crowther, Elliott, Olive and Hack in the top 10, and then for the reverse grid, because Jason McFadden finished first, he starts 15th with Corks, Barber, Grant and Atkins right out inside that top 15 themselves are going for it. The rest of the field is separated by mere tenths of a second, ladies and gentlemen. So get your hats in, get yourself sorted, because we are ready to rip snort for the final time here tonight on Wednesday Cup at Magny-Cours. It has been an absolute belter, and we are all the wiser for it here. We are going to be on board with this man. Can he get the jump? Can he get the tickets done? There is a jump start there from Ezra Simons, hitting the reverse button just before the lights went out, and it is out and racing. And Smart's got a good jump there, but Lee James has also got a better one. Can they keep it clean into turn 1? They do, just there for Smart. Oh, disaster in the background for Fabian Fitness already. He is sliding down the grid. He's at an absolute mare there, and you can see him just falling and falling and falling. He is gone. He's not even in the picture at the moment. There he is, just trying to gather himself up. He's had an absolute shocker tonight here in the absence of Jake Buttigieg, but it's still on here for the lead at the race, because Lee James and David Smart get themselves into P1. Holyoke and Crowther are going at it. Holyoke of the disadvantage, with Crowther trying to go at the inside into turn 3. We go. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Turn 4, in fact, it is 2x2 Noah's Ark style from the rest of the field. They're all streaming through here. Let's have a look at them all go through the grid. Oh, Sam Bensley has come together there as well with Harden and Lauren, I think it was as well. just at that point of not for the big boys. But let's go back to the racing, because goodness gracious me, in the fair dinkum department, Liam Holyoke is on the charge here. He knows exactly what he needs to do, and he's just tail wagged himself out of it for the final time here tonight. Can he keep that momentum going in 5th place? We'll find out very, very shortly. But he's got a hell of a freight train of cars behind him. They are absolutely hounding the big man. Can the holy tree, or the religious tree we like to call him, stick it fat and keep that P5 going on? But at the run of the race, it is still Lee James, Crowther and Smart all battling over P1. And look at that closing speed from the both of them. That is Smart wide there. That's going to involve Lee James up the inside. He's got the chockies here. He's got the advantageous line here into turn 1. This is a cracking little opening stanza from the two of them. The old Pooh livery there is not going well. In fact, he's having exactly one of those nights here. If he's going to lose P1, he's lost it at the moment, but he's going to lose P2 here as well, because up the inside goes the Birdman. And boy, oh boy, in the fair dinkum department, are we all ready to go and off like Donkey Kong? This is fantastic stuff, Pete.
It really is, and it has been just a crazy start. I will ask if we can get some eyes in the cool though, so then we can actually see what is going on. But it has been a ripper of a start. Very unfortunate for Fabian Fitness. It has been a bit of a mare of a weekend for him. He got the win in race 1, and then ever since then it has not been going too well. Clint Oliver though, he's had a pretty decent start. He now finds himself sitting in that 6th position, and just behind Andre Elliott, who's had a bit of a better start this time around, and will be looking to try and take advantage now that Fitness is down in 17th position, but he will be on the charger, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Out in front though, it is Crowther versus James. Which one of them is going to be able to come out on top here going through this next set of corners? And it is going to be Crowther, but James there was hindered just a little bit there with the exit, and here comes Smart, and they've made contact and they've gone wide, and look at this, it's Nader. Is he going to be able to go through? Is he going to be able to get the both of them? Very opportunistic. He's getting squeezed onto the grass, and that is Elliott also on the grass in the background, tries to go around the outside. He can't do it, but behind we have got Sems galore going through this set of corners, and Elliott now looking to the outside of Smart. Is he going to be able to get the move done? It looks like he will get it done, and look at the traction that he's been able to get out of there. That was beautiful stuff.
Geez, all are off for race 3 here. These guys are throwing it left, they're throwing it right, they're throwing it anywhere they can. Andre got around there, but it looks like Smart's coming back here. There's a little tap. Andre's just had to straighten it. Liam's going to be the beneficiary here. He's going to try and sneak through. No, he's going to do the smart thing and come in. But look in the background, just behind Liam right now. There he is, Colton Atkins, the man with the speed. He's going to come through, but Hack, He doesn't care about anything to do with speed. He's just here to race. He's going to try and push him. This is a great view. Oh, Colton's just a little bit sideways there. Jeez, these cars are loose. The back of them, I swear, like I said before, it's a Beyonce concert. Look at the back squirm. Colton, he's pushing. We've got Hack right behind him. Is Colton going to go for the move here on Liam? He looks like he's close enough. He's thinking about it. He's going to dart to that inside. So he's going straight up the inside. Can he get it done? Hack's right behind there. He's going to go for a 2-for-1 deal. Liam's getting pushed left, right and centre. This is all over. Hack, is he going to get through? No, Liam's come away with the position, but he's got to defend the inside line for the next corner because Hack will just throw it up there. Colton's through again. Colton's gone around Smart. He's not waiting for anyone. He's just going to push his way through. That's great driving there. That's fantastic work from Colton. Smart, this is a little angry battle pack. We got we've got Liam, we've got Smart, and we've got Hack. These guys, and here's Will. Where did he come from? The captain, out of nowhere. He's beamed him down, Scotty. Here he is. Oh, Zach. Oh, there's a jump there. Jeez, Hack's gone. Hack has just lost it all, and Kirk's going up the inside. Oh, Zach, join the circus, mate. Jump on in.
Oh, they're more than a circus. Poor old Clint Olive has absolutely lost the plot there and lost it big time. So he is going to have to settle for at least 16th place at best for the moment. He's getting swamped 17th, in fact, because Turnblanche has just got past him. Oh, that is disaster for the big man. He is right there. But this battle pack, that we were just looking at is insane, ladies and gentlemen. These guys have been hammer and tonging themselves through this whole track for the last 4.1 kilometres, and it's now up to Captain Kirk, who has just put on the afterburners on the Starship Enterprise here in the captain department. He's really, really going for it here. You can see the confidence that he has versus the car in front of David Smart, because at the moment it's all Captain Kirk here. He's got the momentum, he's got the fire in the belly. You can see that clear air in front of him. He's just got to get past the poo car in front of him and go for it. He's going to switch up the inside. He's going to have the advantageous line through this one. It's just a drag race down the not so straight there for him, but into 6th place goes Captain Kirk. William Wallace in the background there too, just dived up the inside of Holyoke too as well. So a really, really ambitious move, but did it cleanly there for Brandon Wallace. Lovely driving from him. He is 100% on now. He's got the 3rd race ready to rock and roll. This man, look out for him. He's inside the top 10. He's on the prowl. He's on the march here, and this could be interesting because at the moment Hackster has still got to get himself inside that top 5 where he deserves to be, and he's got to do it quick because there is a looming Fabian Fitness in the background on the charge and on the prowl. He's as angry as everything. He's got testosterone, he's got clenbuterol, he's got trenbuterol in there as well, and he's just hammering it all at the moment. He's injecting himself with every bit of talent he possibly can. Holyoke is full cork in the bottle style. Fabian's just going for the early apex, shoot it out the other side, and he's going to go 3 wide here. Oh no, thank goodness me for Fabian Fitness. That would have been a disaster there if they got it, but in comes the cheese board too. He's serving out some triple cream brie, but don't worry about it. Fabian is right up there at the moment. He's right beside Brennan Hack. Hackster's just chopped the nose off him as well, but they've come out of it and survived somehow. Wallace and Smart have traded positions. Fabian just full brake, sends it up the inside, has got the job done on. Oh no, and even contact on. He's been taken out again between Holyoke and Hackster. They've all come together. Holyoke's parked it there and just let everyone go through. He's not moving, but Fabian Fitness, 3 out of 2. Oh, I can't even speak. 2 out of 3 races has been an absolute disaster for him. Just been caught up in places he doesn't want to be. That is the nonsense in the background, and that is what you get. And speaking of what you get here, you get it all from Colton Atkins. You can be on, you can be winning, you can be losing, you can be doing everything. This man is on the charge here. He's got 4th place under his eye here from Lee James Pete.
Yeah, what have we just been watching? They have really turned the intensity up here in this race time, and it is just gone from bad to worse for Fabian Fitness, hasn't it, in this 3rd race. That we've been getting battles all the way up and down the field, and I'm currently blind at the moment in comms, boys, so I'm going to have to pass it on to Dino until I get some visual back.
Done, mate. Well, we got Hack here. I thought he was going up the inside. He's thought better of it. So he's just tailed him behind Remo here, but he's definitely got the pace. I think he just needs to line this move up. We've got the cheese board there, so we've got Remo. He's trying to take the cheese board, and we've got Hack up the back here. So Hack is just sitting back, just seeing what's going on. Just some guys are close up the field at the moment. Wallace, he's all out in his own. He's got a bit of fresh air there. He should take a nice gulp, just get himself together, and then try and make a move. Move up as quick as you can. But Hack there, looks like he's coming right back up on the back of Grand. This is not over. Hack's better than that. He's going to go for positions. He's going to push forward. He's sitting in 11th right now. He's got nothing to lose. So you might as well just keep pushing on here and keep going for it. Geez, there's an angry group of cars coming through there. There's a couple of guys when I look up the field that are in positions they probably shouldn't be in, and I think they'll be pushing to get into the positions they should be in. Zach, the intensity here is amazing, mate.
That's incredible. It's off the scale, so to speak, for these guys. It's happening up and down the field. And look at this. The cheese board is just crossing everyone up here. Remo Grande had to do a triple check-up on his own thing. There goes Olaf in the background around the outside of the haircut. Can he get that job done? He can't. Brody Barber just slots into 12th, but Haxton now has got a beautiful, beautiful run. And it is a 3-car suck train here, ladies of the night. Look out, because you've got to get some tips here in the fair dinkum department. It is all French tomfoolery going on. 2 wide, nearly 3 wide here. This is incredible racing. The cheese board's just going to come and swipe the nose off there of Haxter. He does, and swipes it in there. Full on Confucius and predictions there, crystal ball style from Zaccarello in the commentary box. But Clint Olive is coming for him. They're coming for both of them. Barber's been checked up by that. Olive's just going to slot back in beside Barber surely, and they all do very, very nicely indeed. There was no point trying a risky overtake there. We're not not all Formula 1 drivers in this, but look at Fabian Fitness here. He's injected himself back into it. He is full angry man at the moment. 17 plates a lap and a half ago. Here he is battling over 14th, and he's got a huge gaggle of angry cars in front of him. Holy mackerel indeed. This is championship stuff here for Fabian. He's got to consolidate any points he possibly can get over Jake Buttigieg, because at the moment it is all his to win and take the lead off. Look at them zigzagging everywhere in front. Barber, and Olive just got together, and Barber has lost the position of Clint Olive. Full aggression up the inside. Haxter's trying to battle there for 10th place over the Cheeseboard. Cheeseboard's got Grant in front of him for 9th. This is all happening here, ladies and gentlemen. And Pete, have you got any vision back, mate?
Yes, I've got eyes back on the circuit. My Goodyear blimp kind of went a bit dead for a second, but we are back and we have got a battle on our hands. Fabian Fitness, we've seen the disaster of a start. He's had the moment through the final chicane, and he now finds himself trying to find his way back through the field, but he has to do it by getting past all these guys in the mid-pack, and these are probably, arguably, more difficult to try and get by than the guys at the front, because these people will be trying to go for absolutely any position possible. They don't really have too much of a championship to be trying to fend off. They're going for maximum attack, and for Hack in 11th, it's going to be Hack attack for him to try and get that P10, and it looks like he might be trying to go for it, but it is going to be Olive behind him looking to try and get it done. We've got 3 cars in near identity, and they are going to be trying to get each other, and it is now Brendan Hack looking at the back of Marzella. There's a little bit of a gap between him and Marzella, so probably not too far away from a dive bomb, but all it takes is one mistake, and that there could have been a mistake. And look at that, Fabian Fitness down the inside. There's contact, and he punts Olive out the way. Barber out the way, and that was a very opportunistic move. Barber was trying to come back for the cutback on the exit, try and get the better drive on the exit, and you can just see how much Fabian there is pushing the car on the absolute slide heading through turns 12 and 13. That's Imola, and you can still see him trying to get on the power, but the rear end is just not happy, is it?
It's definitely not happy, but it looks like it's the same for all of them. It looks like all of these guys. And then if we go up the front here, Nader is on Crowther on debut. This guy, if this isn't someone to watch, I don't know who is. He's right on Crowther now. He's got that gap down. He's 3/10 behind him at the moment. This is on for the lead. Can we have a victory on debut? This would be something special. Crowther will fight for this hammer and tongs. When that guy gets his wings out, I mean, Red Bull's got wings, but they're nothing on Crowther's. Crowther will be wide as they come trying to get through there. And I just see in the background as well, we've got Colton all over the back of Elliott. Oh, there's battles all up and down here. They've got a good gap here, but Nader, this is beautiful driving. This guy, where has he come from? He's gone to the outside. Is he going to go for the switchback? He looks to be on the slide there. Can he get it under control? He's got it back under control, but geez, I thought that slide was going to leave him out there. He hasn't lost too much speed. We've had a spin. Olive's gone, so he's dropped out of that battle pack. Geez, that was angry for a while there. Let's go back to the front. We've got Nader, he's all on the back of Crowther. Crowther's trying to hold him here. Lee will be doing everything to keep that first position. But I tell you, Nader is right there. Have a go at this, Zach. Have you seen anything like this on debut before?
I haven't seen a win on debut at all in the Wednesday Cup in history from a guy who just joined the Discord, and he's going for the move up the inside. They've given each other racing room there accordingly. Just a very, very ambitious sort of move there from Nader, but he got the anchors out and started to press that brake pedal, and he's just done himself there on the exit of the final corner of Magny-Cours, and that's given Birdman a bit of a breather. We've only got 2 minutes and 43 seconds left to go in the race, and the battle for the lead is only split by half a second, between the rest of them. And Nader can just taste that victory here. He is flying here, using all the track and even all of it, and plus the bit of the bunda there on the exit. Just managed to keep it there. It's given Crowther a bit of a breather, and this is on like Donkey Kong here, ladies and gentlemen. Far out in the old fair dinkum department. Get yourself an overtake cup here, ladies and gentlemen. Put $1 in it, because if this boy gets one, you should put 10 in. He got a debut. It is not an easy thing to do, to just waltz into a Wednesday Cup TBR Speed 6 style and just go for it and challenge one of the old seasoned experts for the win of the race. He's got a little bit of a gap to get himself back in there. It's 3/10 of a second now too between himself and Birdman. Got to look at Aldre Elliott in the background versus Atkins because that battle's heating up. But look at the closing speed there from Yuri. He is 100% on here. Red Alert 2 style. Yuri's revenge, if you know what I'm talking about. You're bloody old, that's for sure. But this is on here for the man in red. He is 100% going for it. Crowther's just got to survive and take another win into the chockies and get his misses on the right side of the contract for himself to say he won a race here in the Wednesday Cup, but Yuri's not letting go of him. It is on like Donkey Kong here. 1 minute and 26 seconds left to go in the race. The one that they are on now is the penultimate. As they cross the line here shortly, it's going to be the final lap, Pete, and it's on like Donkey Kong here. It is all happening up and down the field.
It really is. How good is Nader on the brakes, though, especially as they head into 180. It is just awesome to see that closing speed that he has as they cross the line to start the final lap. The gap between the lead, it is only half a second, and then the gap for the final spot on the podium, 0.3 of a second. So we've got two fascinating battles to watch here on the final lap, and that looks like a slight mistake from Elliott. He's on the slide. Is Adkins able to try and slide up underneath? He can't do it, but he's got the exit and he's got a bit of slipstream. Is this going to be what he needs to try and send the move down into Adelaide, turn 5? They head through Golf right now, the little kink on the not so back straight, and it is going to be Crowther holding on to the lead, Elliott holding on to the podium, but he runs wide on the exit. Adkins is on the slide, and Dino, it looks like if we're going to see a position change here, it's going to be a diabolical dive bomb.
It's definitely got to be a dive bomb. Nader here, still in second. It doesn't look like he's close enough, but that braking performance, he has definitely got brake EXE running at the moment, because the way he catches Crowther under brakes is just phenomenal. This is going to go right down to the wire here. These guys are going to battle it. He's got a bit of a run here. Can he do anything with it? I don't think he can through this section of the track. He just needs to file in. What's he going to do? He's just going to have to send it straight up the inside. These guys, this is going to come down to the finish line here. If they can just hold it, Crowther, he's got everything going on. Nader's run a bit wide there. That's not going to help him out at all. That's just giving Crowther a little bit of a breather as we come down to the final corner. Zach, you want to take us across the line?
It's going to be Lee Crowther who's going to take it, barring an absolute disaster, because those walls come at you thick and fast. But Yuri's going to defend it for his life there. But it is Crowther takes P1 in the final race of the evening here in Wednesday Cup. Race 3, 17 minutes done, and flapped his wings did the Birdman. A magnificent fight there from Yuri Nada. Tried to get P1 there on debut in the Wednesday Cup, but comes through like an absolute barnstorm in the end. Lovely, lovely driving from him as well. Doc Elliott comes through and takes another podium position for him tonight. This man has been on song. A very, very nice points haul for Doc Elliott. Colton Atkins came to the better half of the night with his racing and gets 4th place there in the end. There is Nader off in the bunda there. Captain Kirk, he's pretty happy with that. No practice, no worries for the captain. He just jumps himself in and gets himself in the top 10 every week there when he jumps in. That's captain. So a nice place for him in 5th place. Lee James is just burning out himself in the grass, trying to start spot fires in France. I wonder if they've had any bushfires in France. Probably not, but he's trying to do his best impression. So is Hayden Wallace there. The extractors are just jumping across the field for 7th place. Remo Grant's also in the wall, because that's just a trend there from anyone beyond 5th there to go into the wall. David Smart, a cracking event for him too. Get himself inside the top 10 from starting off pole. It's not an easy feat here. Once you get start to get swamped in the Wednesday Cup, it is hard basket to stop that trend from happening. This man, though, took race 1, had a mare in race 2, and then comes back to fight through after getting turned around, as you say, in this race, and still get himself inside the top 10. That is why this man here is leading the championship in Fabian Fitness. But the final dance of the night goes to the Birdman, Peter, and that was a beautiful, beautiful battle between himself and Nada.
It was. Even though Nada didn't get the win, I think you can go home proud knowing that on debut, you pretty much maximised what you could. I don't think anyone was expecting him to not only get a second, but challenge for the win, and just shy 0.2 of a second away from that. Lee Crowther, though, second win of the season. His previous win came in round 3 at Hockenheim in the final race. So he's starting to turn in a bit of a master of the race 3, because that's now 2 race wins from race 3. Nada in second, and Elliott rounds out the podium. So he's going to be loving that little bit of form back inside the top 3. That's going to help out his championship charge, because heading into this race weekend, he had fallen outside of the top 10. So I'm sure he's going to be enjoying this one and trying to see if he can't put on a late charge heading into the next final 2 rounds of the season.
That's been a fantastic evening. The racing was intense. It was hard. Sometimes got a little bit messy, but I tell you what, the cream rose to the top. I mean, hats off. Few special mentions there. You've got to give it to Fabian for getting back up to 10th place. That's an amazing drive. Crowther with the win. Congratulations, mate. That was a great drive. But Nader, out of nowhere, has pulled a second in race 3. I mean, did anybody see that coming?
No
I
one.
certainly didn't see it coming, mate. But intense racing. That was a great evening. Thank you, gentlemen.
That was a beautiful, beautiful evening, ladies and gentlemen. And apologies about the technical difficulties to our sponsors, the old leaderboard on the graphic side of things, and everything that decided to not work tonight has not worked. So you are very much involved with Bilko Pack Speed Nation, ARD Importing, and SDT driver training, as I say. But the man who took the final race of the night is Lee Crowther. Doesn't need any sponsors, no worries, just blanks them all out with some paper there, as you can see on the end. He's just gone, no, I'll just put race tape over that and bugger your sponsors off. That's all I need to do, and it got him a race win in the end. And that was a weekend to remember. A beautiful track suited perfectly to these TVRs, I would say, as this man is one man to look out for as well in Nada. So keep your eyes peeled for him. But it has been a beautiful, beautiful evening here at Simsational TV and at Magny-Cours as well for the Simsational Esports Wednesday Cup. Pete, it's been an absolute pleasure to sit in the box with you, as well as Dean Hanley. Another very, very masterful commentating expertise session from you too. So thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks to Chris Munro as well for holding the fort early on in this race, as I came back late from a bit of a interesting day on the tools for sure, and I'm back here ready to go. But that was sensational as always. And what do you get with the Wednesday Cup? You get the best racing involved as well. We'll go through the super chats really quickly. Fabian Fitness has done a double donation, 2 $3 donations from Fabian Fitness. Thank you very much. A bit of a disaster all round for Fabian Fitness, as he says in the chat, but it's been good fun nonetheless, and that is what the championship leader does. That's the mentality there, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you get. No matter how bad or good your weekend is, you always end on a positive note, and that is what Fabian Fitness does well. BJP was in there with his very, very happy podium for Brody Barber. He'll be stoked about that. Matt Munro, the battle for the lead is on. Thank you, mate. We saw that as well, and we've got Steve Warwick in there. Ron Marshall in the chat as well. Punisher's in there too. We've got, who else we have? Dino Hanley was in there just doing his best, and Lachlan Grant too. So thank you very much to everyone for tuning in and enjoying the stream tonight. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Peter has been himself. Dino is always the best Hagrid impersonator I've ever seen in my life, and I've been Zach O'Reilly, and guess what? You're not. But that is all over and out for us here in the Wednesday Cup tonight. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you next Wednesday, in fact, for round 6 of the championship. But until then, keep your eyes peeled for Sunday, because we've got a double header coming your way. Big bangers, Gen 3s. You know what to do, ladies and gentlemen. Until then, as always, it's been a Simsational TV, and you know what to do. Keep it flat out.